I've been avoiding you the whole weekend just to get fresh material over here.
Yeah,
on
there you
camera.
go.
So sorry for that.
There you go.
So Motown.
Yes.
So were you a racer before you purchased the track? What happened there?
We started about 8 years ago. My
Okay.
grandson Braiden and I. We were in a drag racing side of Motown business, but slowly Braiden got it involved in the road racing, and then finally the 132 when that came back out.
Oh, okay.
He's embraced that.
Okay, so 8 years ago, Braiden was like 8 years old,
9 years old. Yeah,
Okay.
he was 8.5.
just like Arlo here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. So he's
Yeah.
he's not a rookie. He's just young.
Oh yes, he became a something to be feared even at 9 years old on the drag strip side of the business. Yeah.
So good reaction.
Yeah, everybody didn't want to face him.
So what happened? So somebody who was the name of the founder though, the first owner?
Well, we bought it from the second owner. The
second owner.
facility's been in business for about 18 years almost.
Okay.
And the previous owners to myself are Gene and Jennifer Bram, great couple. They owned it for 10 years, and then they decided it was time for a change, and they said, hey, we have to find a buyer, otherwise we're going to close. And so I looked around, and nobody else was raising their hand. And I look at Braiden, I know his interest in the hobby, and my interest. So I said, okay, I'll take it on. So that's how it came about. It was the first of the year, and I think we've been doing fine.
8 months now. Yeah.
8 months now, yes.
That's nice. And does Braiden lives here with you, right? Lives in Modesto, right? Or close
Yes,
to Modesto.
yeah, he lives with his mother near Modesto.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And now it's a challenge. How many tracks do you have there?
How many what?
Tracks.
Oh, we have 3 tracks. We have a scale quarter-mile drag strip.
Okay.
We have a 155-foot hill climb. People like to call it a king. And then we have our flat track is similar to yours, a little bit smaller. I think we're 5 foot shorter than you. And
But that's an 8-lane, right?
Yeah, it's an 8-lane, yes.
Yeah. So.
And it's Cal's Corkscrew. People down here, that track actually originated down here.
Okay.
In fact, some of the racers here have come up to me and said, I used to race on that track.
Oh, okay.
when
Where
down
was
here."
it?
I don't know. I don't know the name of the facility, but it was brought from L.A. back to NorCal.
That's very, very nice. And how many races? What's the size of the group that you have there? It's a different people, right? There's the dragsters are the dragsters, and then I have the...
Yeah. There's some crossover. Typically when we do a drag race, you're 15 to 25 people. When we do our hill climb, 155-foot hill climb, there's, in the winter, there is, 18 to 20 people in any given race. And then with the help of NorCal 32, I'd be deficient if I didn't mention that
Jim
group.
Rose.
We get a lot of those people, and then we have a lot of Motown homegrown people that really aren't affiliated with the NorCal 32 home racing circuit, because that's what NorCal does. There's a home racing circuit, 3 or 4 tracks for some of those people at their homes. And now we're trying to get them into the commercial environment.
Paul Hendricks has one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's here. He's here with us.
It's fun. It's different groups, but we have some people that cross pollinate.
Yeah. It's very similar to a classic raceway, classic American raceway. When people come from Europe, they don't understand very much the model.
Yeah.
And if you grab the book that Philippe wrote, it explains how and where did it kind of born, and was in Van Nuys here.
Right.
Close to the Budweiser Park that they have there, the Ambush Gardens, Bush Gardens, Bush Gardens, and so this is originated. The model that we have here is, as you can see, is very different. We don't call ourselves a raceway.
Right.
We don't have even chairs for the guys who come here during the week. We have like tall stools and tall tables, and that's because it's different. We want to renovate the group. As much as I love the guys who are here, who are racing the group of our racers, we need to bring new people to the hobby, and we need to take advantage of this location, to be close to the city, to be in LA, a high density population city. So if you close ourselves in a raceway model, I don't think it's going to be inviting for new people to come.
It is difficult. Over the last 8 months, I'd say we've started to grow some new racer database. We've got a lot of, we're trying to make it a kind of a family fun event. And we've had some groups come in, mainly from other types of racing, BMX, RC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's groups of people that have come in, and they're starting to get involved in the hobby. You know, they're the lifeblood of any raceway is selling parts, as you know, and so we're getting some interest, and I feel we're growing the membership. We're pushing hard on the 132 side right now.
Yeah, that's my next question.
Because
Yeah.
there's a lot of our part sales and of course racing events come from that right now. During the summer is slow time for the hill climb crew because they're involved in other types of racing, real car racing.
Okay.
A lot of them are real car racers.
Yeah, that's a lot of those guys who come in.
Yeah.
But that's my theory. With 132nd being so well served and so accessible, like you can literally grab a rule book and adopt a couple of changes, and that's it. You're racing. You're very close to each other.
Yeah.
You don't have to scratch build anything. You don't have even to put a legs on body is something that demands some talent.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when my father, and that's something that I want to approach with you too, because it's the story is very similar. I remember when my father got the track, it was very hard to have a grid because some couldn't put a Lexan body together, some couldn't put a chassis together, some couldn't put a motor together. So until you have the synergy of people helping each other, it's very hard to get along.
We have full build services at Motown. We actually build cars from scratch per request, per design. We have people that are good at building motors that take on those tasks. And body painting, everything else. So we have a core group, and we have some great volunteers, by the way.
But Mark,
help run it. But everybody has a little niche, and they help other racers, especially the new racers, out because they know that's the lifeblood of keeping the hobby alive.
But to me, it's still, even if you have this network of people, it's very hard for somebody to walk in and get into the hobby because it's so overwhelming. There's so much stuff to do. With the 132nd scale, the car is working out of the box, and with $60, you have a car.
That's exactly how we push it.
Yeah.
We say you can get the easiest thing to learn how to race is going to be the 132 because there's less to do.
Yeah.
Less to maintain.
But you're still seeing as a entry level thing to upgrade to 132. Is that the way that you guys see? To 124?
It's weird. I'm actually starting to see it the other way, where they come in and they get a rental car. Our rental cars are more for the hill climb, the 155-foot track.
The flex chassis.
And then they as they get done racing there, they want to do something else. So we have here's a 132nd car. Go back there and try it. And that seems to stick with some people. So we're trying different strategies to see what side of the hobby they want. But I'd say more and more, like you said, the easy purchase is the 132nd car that's going to go back there and run fine.
And then when discovered to tune it, you have many options as 124, maybe more.
Yeah, we carry a full line. Whatever parts you carry, we try to carry on your behalf. But no, we do try to carry a full line, and we tell them there's not many people who keep secrets there. Hey, if you do this, if you change your tires to this, you be sure to change your guide. Hey, I'll do it for you. We try to do a lot of that to keep them moving forward in the hobby.
Just like we're trying to do here, and I think the rule book is something that when we put out on January, and people, it doesn't change much.
Right.
The things that we change is just like, okay, we discover that something's going to make better or make fair or make more, make the cars compatible. So we do those small changes, but it doesn't change much. But that works like a north. Like, okay, that's what I need to do, because it's very common to have people here, and then you probably see on your raceway too. The guy gets a car, so let's put a 45K motor on this thing. That's not gonna work, my friends. It's not gonna work. So that thing kind of works as a north. But I've been involved with several raceways. I've raced 124 scale. My father had a raceway for a long time. I worked for him, and I remember when first time that I see the 132nd scale racing here at Big Lou's. I had some prejudices. I say, okay, those are toys, those are plastic, those are not real scale cars. Like if they go to Buena Park, they're gonna see the real racing. But now, after the whole involvement, after meeting with all those manufacturers, having guys like Mauricio here, they're hardcore engineers. They're developing little pieces and molding and stuff to fit perfectly, and you have your car going up, and it's all available, and it's cheap.
It's cheap. It is cheap entry,
and it's probably one of the cheapest hobby out there. If you crash an RC car, you're done for the day. Here you can still
I can't even tell you how many people have come in from RC to get involved, and you say, well, this car's $74, and they go, that's the price of a tire in RC, and it locks them in because it's a quote cheap hobby to get involved in.
Yeah.
And you can go deep and you can go shallow
But
and
even
still
if
be
it-
competitive.
And if you go deep, there's no
Yeah.
much money to be involved. It's just
People here are in deep, let's face it, but
Yeah.
but people that are in shallow can have just as much fun. I always
Yeah.
say, are you having fun? I always walk by my customers when they're out in the track. I say, it's important to me to tell me, are you having fun, or should we do something different for you? And and you hear constructive things, and you hear, yeah, I'm doing great, and then that you're trying to keep everybody going forward in the hobby.
Do you see yourself getting rid of hill climbing in a couple of years and put like a big plastic track there?
I took on this track as a two-year deal,
Okay.
because I just retired.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm retired from my real job, my paycheck job, to go to the track where there's no paycheck job, as we all know.
You have to.
But no, I see it a 2-year. I'd say towards the end of next year, I'll start looking for who I think was going to carry the shop forward. I don't want to, the goal is I'm building up the business. I want to turn over somebody who can continue to build it and
Okay.
has the right attitude for customers. I feel I have a good customer relationship. And,
Is it Braiden interested on this or no?
Braiden can run the shop right now. He does everything around there
Okay.
when he's there. He can, he works he doesn't do the books yet, but he'll get involved in that. But no, he does everything. And like I say, I have a great core group of volunteers that also help. Can't run a castle by yourself. You need help, and so that's how we survive. Okay. I have people running it right now. The previous owners, even though they sold it to me,
They were there.
previous owners, they're there running the shop for me this week.
That's pretty
So
cool.
that shows you what kind of community we have.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's very, very cool. Yeah. Well, we're here to help. We're gonna talk later on things that we cannot talk on camera, but I'm thank you very much for being here, bringing Brendan.
problem.
I know that it's your second time here in LA in the last week. I know that Brendan's very fast over there, very interesting on the racing.
Yeah, my wife says you better get out of there as soon as you can because my list is growing. I keep going through my cart and it's like, okay.
Yeah. Do you like to see the store? Do you like to see it to be here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little shock when you saw him for the first time.
It was a shock to me when I walked in and he took me down to the end and turned left, and because I thought, you got a lot of inventory until you turn left and you look down that hall, you go, oh my God, it's phenomenal. I mean, it's you run a great operation. I think it's to be envied. Quite honestly, I'm not sucking up to you or anything, as you know, but it's to be envied. You're doing the hobby correct. You're doing the hobby right.
Yeah, we're trying to push with the event that you see here today. As I was telling you before you get here, we're on our last legs.
Yeah.
Like I've told you yesterday, the Mauricio's live. If you were married, me and Carlos would be separated by now.
Oh, yeah.
Because we got even a little joke just get mad. It's just like we're on the limit. But yeah, we're gonna get this together. We've invested a lot of money on this broadcasting. It's gonna be pretty cool. And not only money, but a lot of blood.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Believe me.
Yeah, and then we're here to help. I want you to help you grow. I want you to help you grow. Not only the 132nd, but I want you to have like whatever we can do for you guys. I want you to be
like
partner.
I said,
We don't see as a competitor.
We'll hopefully have some discussions in the future and see what we can come up with and enjoy things together.
Yeah,
That's what we want, right?
Mark, thank you very much.
Thank
Ryan.
you.
Thank
Appreciate you having me.